deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Have you ever seen what really goes on in your caterer's or favorite restaurant's kitchen? What does the kitchen look like? How big is the operation? And maybe most importantly, who's cooking my meal? When you cater with Tasty Catering, you get more than quality food and event planning. You get an invitation to see what goes on throughout our entire building, including our kitchen. We call it our open kitchen door policy. Come see for yourself why we are so proud of what we do, and gain the peace of mind that comes with knowing the who's, the what's, the where's, and the how's of the way we prepare your food. Visit tastycatering.com for more information, or contact a Tasty Catering sales representative and set up a time to come meet with us at our home. You can't put a price on peace of mind, but if you had to, all it takes is one visit. Call 847-593-2000, 847-593-2000, or start your visit through our open doors at tastycatering.com.
What if you could enjoy total peace of mind when it comes to home security? What if the best technology came from a local company who puts the customer's needs first? Alarm Detection Systems is the right choice for an alarm system with complete control from your phone or tablet. Know when your children arrive home from school. View live streaming video. Check up on your pets. Receive alerts for extreme temperatures. Know if leaks or floods have been detected. Get real-time text alerts sent to your phone. Family-owned and operated since 1968, Alarm Detection Systems understands that nothing is more important than the safety of your family. Your security system will be monitored by our central station in Aurora, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alarm Detection Systems is an authorized Honeywell equipment dealer. Our on-site security consultation is always free. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6322. That's 630-844-6322. Alarm license number 127000143.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight with us in the studio is State Representative Margo McDermed, who is running for re-election in the 37th District. And Ed Ronkowski, the former chairman of the Republican Party in Will County, will talk about his recommendations and predictions for Tuesday's election. Feel free to give us a call at 312-642-5600 with questions or comments. And don't forget, you can watch us live on YouTube, On Target Radio, or go to Facebook, like our page, On Target Radio, and ask a question there.
Our guests tonight are Margo McDermed, state rep for the 37th District, and Ed Ronkowski, a retired Cook County prosecutor and former chairman of the Republican Party in Will County. So, Margo, what do you think is the biggest issue in this election?
The governor's race. So much depends on who wins our map, all the gun bills. There's just a lot riding on that race.
Particularly, absolutely. I would say particularly redistricting is going to be an issue.
Yes, the map.
Yeah, and they can literally, if they have control of it, they can almost guarantee that no Republican gets elected, or darn close.
For another 10 years after 2022.
Yeah. I don't think enough, particularly Republicans, take this seriously. We do, people who are involved.
It's crisis time, people.
Oh, it is. It really is. It's a big deal. And how many times have we talked about that?
Almost every day.
Yeah. At the ISRA dinner we talked about it on the panel we did. I mean, we talked about it on the show several times at least.
Yes.
And I just keep hearing, and I don't hear a lot, but I just keep hearing people say, well, it's a foregone conclusion, I'm not going to vote this time. Or I'm going to vote my conscience. I'm going to vote for Cash. Are you kidding me?
I haven't heard anybody say they're voting for Cash Jackson.
I've had quite a few people ask me about Sam McCann, and here's what I say to them.
The conservative, right.
He's not a conservative.
No.
his true colors became apparent when he started working against Tom Morrison, a real conservative, and Lindsey Parkhurst, who represents Kankakee in the General Assembly. And these are true conservatives, and he's writing fake mailers against them. Who is really behind Sam McCann? It's not any real conservatives, that's for sure.
Well, it's J.B. Pritzker.
Yes. And
Well, in the union, though.
Well, right.
the
but,
operating engineers 150.
Yeah, well, 150.
I mean, they're the ones who the money is officially coming from, but,
Right.
I mean, we all know it's the Pritzker campaign because they're trying to make sure that somebody pulls 3 to 5% away from Rauner.
And that's really what it boils down to. Rauner is a wealthy guy. I mean, when we first talked to him in the first election, yeah, I mean, he's a wealthy guy. Pritzker is what, of his own money, doubling what Rauner is spending.
Oh, I heard triple.
Is it triple now?
I've lost track. And don't forget the $1 million that just came in
Yeah.
against Erica Harold on Friday
right,
night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's facing this real power play. I mean, Mark Batnick, everybody's really catching it.
Yeah, the money, it's just unlimited.
Yeah.
I don't understand
He
it.
wasn't successful buying that office from Blago, so
No.
he's leaving no stone unturned this time.
He really isn't. And what's the question you always ask about these people?
Why? Why do you want to be the governor so badly of a state that is going into the crapper? That's what I can't figure out.
And all your proposals are driving it further down
Exactly.
with more spending and more taxing, which is the current vicious downward spiral that we're in right now.
I mean, the only logical explanation is ego.
But even that, that's a lot
you
of
forget that Madigan's making himself rich over his law practice and
which is real
getting
estate.
people to get their taxes lowered.
Appealed, yeah.
He wins, 95% of his cases?
Yes.
I mean, literally, he's buying the governorship. I mean, literally, that's what he's doing. He's spending so much money. And
as many other positions as he can.
Yeah, he really is. And it's scary because, as you point out, and it really is true, as you point out, this will drive yet more upper-income people out of the state of Illinois, which then they're going to have to increase the taxes more to make up for the lost revenue. And so the people who are least able to pay are ultimately paying more.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit when you talk about upper income. The people that are hurt the most are people in the middle. Because people in the middle, when your taxes are all on your W-2, right, you can't play with your income.
Right.
And you're the one that is actually going to be hurt by this so-called fair tax. Really what it is, it's a graduated tax that's going to kick in at a very low level.
Yeah.
Much lower than what the Democrats are telling you. In order to actually fund all the programs that Pritzker has promised, it's going to have to kick in the $30,000 to $40,000 family income range.
And you know what he said? He said, we're going to raise taxes on the wealthy. Well, his definition of who's wealthy, it doesn't include him. So you're right.
Well, he doesn't really pay that much
No.
Illinois taxes because his money's offshore or in South Dakota.
Yeah. But it literally, when they say we're going to raise taxes on the wealthy, we're the wealthy. That's the way it ends up shaking out. And so
his proposal would cost the average family in my district, District 37, $1,000 a year more in income taxes. That's not acceptable.
No, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. The other thing that really irritates me about him, and by the way, you're listening on Target Radio. This is, what can I say, AM 560, The Answer. Give us a call, 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600. The other thing that really bothers the two of us is this proposal about mileage tax. Now, some Democrats said, well, Pritzker never said you're going to have to buy a GPS and put it in your car. And he didn't say that. What he said was there is a model, Oregon has a model that would fit nicely in Illinois. And that model, you do buy a GPS from a third party, put it in your car, and what I think worries the two of us the most is not the money, which is bad enough, but
they can track you. They know where you are at all times.
And that freaks me out, frankly.
I've heard nothing but negative response in my district to a proposal like that.
Do you hear anything on that sort of thing from the other side of the aisle? I would think a lot of Democrats would not be happy with that concept either.
I'm sure they're hearing exactly what I hear in my district. People do not want Big Brother in their car.
Yeah, and that's literally what it will be.
Yes.
That's why Pritzker's backpedaling as fast as he can.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
He's denied saying it.
See, and I've heard some of the Dems say, well, you already got on the toll road, but I can choose not to take the toll road. If I'm a little on the paranoid side, I can go, you know what? I'm not going on the toll road. But if you got a GPS in your car, doesn't matter where you go. They know where you are. That worries me. I don't know. That worries me. And they say, well, you can use it for criminal investigations. They give you all this stuff that how much good it's going to do. Whenever this is like, remember I told you the power guy went outside and the guy from ComEd was parked in my driveway, and I go around the side of the house and he's taking the meter off the thing. I go, what are you doing? He hadn't gotten it, right? I go, what are you doing? He's going, we're putting on a smart meter. I go, not my house, you're not. Now, for a week after that, literally every single day I got something in the mail and I got a phone call about all the good that meter was going to do for me. And I finally said to the guy, wait a minute, on Thursday, I think, after a week of this, I said, wait a second. If this thing were doing that much good for me, you wouldn't be calling me every day telling me I should have it. Okay? The only reason you're calling me is because it's doing you good, and you have to convince me that it's me that you're worried about. You don't have one, do you?
Yeah, I think
Do you
I
really?
think they did change mine.
They're almost done converting their entire service area into
I
smart
couldn't
meters.
afford the monthly upcharge.
It's not on mine. I've heard, and I've not documented this, but I've heard from different sources. They tell you put a meter on and it'll reduce your monthly thing. But what I've heard is works just the opposite for most people. They put the meter on, all of a sudden their bill goes up. I don't know if you've heard that or not.
My area was one of the last areas to be converted, so I have not heard those complaints yet, but I imagine if that's true that I will.
This Big Brother stuff, 1984.
It is.
Yeah, it does worry me. We're going to have to take a break here pretty quick. I think when we come back, we want to talk a little bit about some of the things that go on in the legislature and some of the races. Some of those races are pretty tight. They're pretty hot. So maybe we can chat a little bit about that. And I don't know, I'm sure there's something else we can come up with, right? We're just a little loosey-goosey today.
Yes.
Which people tell us our best shows are that. I don't know.
Only 48 hours till we'll know the results.
That scares me. That scares me. Yeah, it's. I just don't think the Republicans are taking. Not that people in not elected Republicans, but the average John Q. citizen. I don't think they really see this seriously enough.
Before we came over here tonight, we were at a rally for the statewide Republican ticket. And there was a lot of enthusiasm in that standing room only room. Let's hope it carries over.
That's good.
Till Tuesday.
I hope it does on Tuesday. I said, you vote, bring a friend, have them vote with you. But we'll be back, and we're going to pursue some more of this when we return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560.
The answer.
My overrating's bad.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
I didn't know, too, that we could tip Uber drivers.
Didn't know.
This is new to me.
Every time you complete a ride, it
Right.
pops up with a rating, and then if you want to add a tip. 2.5 Uber rating for Amy Jacobson, 4.88.
What?
Thank you for Dan Proft.
You just not even say anything to them when you get in the car?
Correct. That's the secret to getting a high Uber rating.
Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours right into your basement. This is Gus from Chicagoland Waterproofing. My mission is to identify why your home is taking on water and fix it. I want you to sleep at night during a rainstorm and not worry about your basement filling up with water. Like our client Kim from Mount Prospect.
We had chronic basement flooding and no one could figure out why. During a huge storm, water was pouring in through the window wells of our finished basement and we had to bail out 6 inches of water. We got a bunch of estimates, but Gus's was the most reasonable, plus he knew exactly what the problem was. He put in a full basement drain tile system and an additional sub pump with a backup battery. Chicagoland Waterproofing gave us peace of mind. I like to say, in Gus we trust.
From simple sump pumps to complex storm drainage and crack foundation solutions, Chicagoland Waterproofing's work comes with a lifetime warranty. Plus, a fully licensed plumber is always on staff. Request your estimate today at ChicagolandWaterproofingPros.com or call 847-296-3500.
Hey, you know I love MyPillow and how it's changed how I sleep. This is Joe Walsh. When I heard about the new MyPillow mattress topper, I couldn't wait to try it. Now, I don't know if I love MyPillow or the MyPillow mattress topper more. It's really that good. And now you can get a great deal on a MyPillow mattress topper and start getting the best sleep of your life. The exclusive 3-layer design includes MyPillow foam for support, transitional foam to help relieve pressure points, and an ultra-soft patented temperature-regulating cover. It has a 10-year warranty and a cover that's washable and dryable. It's made in the USA, and it's backed with Mike Lindell's 60-day money-back guarantee. You'll get the total body support you need and sleep better. Here's the deal. Right now, you'll save 30% when you use promo code JOE. Plus, you'll receive 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. So visit MyPillow.com or call 1-800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201. Promo code Joe.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. So I'm on the Will County Board, and we all had to go through new sexual harassment training, reprogramming, if you will. And apparently you know something about that. Apparently you know where that came from.
We had to do that too. As a matter of fact, we did it twice because the Republicans in Springfield did it right away after, it became a hot topic. And then after we passed some new laws, we had to do it again because the first one wasn't official. So we've been trained twice during last session. And Speaker Madigan commissioned 3 Democrat women to examine the Democrat Party and their party apparatus, not only the elected officials in Springfield, but the whole election process.
Okay.
And they made a report, and when they made their report this fall, they had the report covering everybody in the state of Illinois without ever talking to any Republican women or getting opinions from any conservative women at all. I was amazed by that.
And I don't mean to demean sexual harassment is not right. I don't have a problem. But here's the thing. Why is it that it's only Republicans that seem to get tarred with that brush these days?
Well, it's 2 Democrats that had to resign.
I know, but just in general, liberals get away with almost everything, realistically. Wouldn't you agree, Gretchen? They do stuff and they just seem to get a pass. They lie, they get a pass. They do stuff, they get a pass. They get a pass, they get a pass. But if a Republican says anything, what was just the other day? Who was it that made some really outrageous? Hillary Clinton. I won't even say
racist.
What she said.
Oh yeah, what she said was so racist.
You heard about this?
I don't think so.
She was told
Hillary said she couldn't tell the difference between Cory Booker and
Eric Holder.
Eric Holder.
She said, they all look alike.
Hasn't she met them?
I know, right? They don't look anything alike.
But you see what I'm saying? She goes, they all look alike.
And then she goes, they all look alike to me, you know.
Can you?
Oh dear.
Now, can you imagine if a Republican said that? Really?
No. We'd still be hearing the screams echo.
They'd have your head on a stick.
Absolutely. I mean, it would just go over the top. And I just don't understand why we let them get away with it.
Well, what was interesting to me about this report is, the people that were commissioned were handmaidens of the speaker. So they weren't exactly...
Literally, probably, as it turns out.
Well, I don't know about that. But, I mean, they were literally people who carry his water all day, every day in Springfield. And so they weren't exactly objective outside third-party examiners. And I wonder whether any of this window dressing, this feel-good rhetoric that came out in a 40-page color picture book purporting to cover all parties in the state of Illinois will make any difference at all in Springfield. I have my doubts about that.
Why would it? You're not going to change people's opinions.
It's as above, so below.
Yeah.
And if management doesn't really, what does it matter if 3, water carriers make a pronouncement? If Madigan doesn't make a pronouncement, if he doesn't start rolling heads,
then what's the
nothing
point?
will ever
Right.
change.
What's the point?
Nothing will ever change.
And do you actually anticipate he's ever going to do that? Of course not.
No.
Yeah, of course he's not going to do that. And yet, here's the other thing about this particular election. Elections always have that air of let's screw the other candidate. I mean, they always have that kind of thing. But this has got to be one of the nastiest ones I've ever seen. Ed, have you seen what they've done to Marilyn Smolinski?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, just they're tying her name to somebody who's strangling women with a telephone cord. I mean,
even the Tribune is picking up on these campaigns and saying these are nasty, wrong campaigns, and the literature ought to be thrown in the trash. And they identify which Democrats are doing this.
Right. Yeah. They said the Erica Harold campaign was one of them that has just been smeared and lies are being spread and about her.
It's the most vicious campaign I've seen in 30 years of being a campaign manager and being involved in politics.
And I mean, there's always been
outrageous lies.
There's always been a certain level of flexibility of whatever you want to say in stuff they say about people. But we're talking serious accusations that you're somehow associated with somebody that strangles women. That's really, and of course you don't know who put it out. That's the other thing, right? You don't know who actually put that out. So, I mean, how do you go after them?
Well, 2 years ago, USA Today newspaper did a front page story about the 10,000 political ads they examined across the United States. And the worst one was about Sheriff Apario's ad in Arizona. Second worst in the whole United States was done right in Kankakee County and Will County against the Representative Lindsay Parkhurst. And she got calls from all over the country, people saying, I read about it in the paper how your opponent's got the second worst ad out of 10,000 examined. And this was a Madigan mailer. And he's up to it again. There's just outrageous Madigan mailers that are going in people's mailboxes that are lies made out of whole cloth.
You're listening on Target Radio, this is AM 560, The Answer. What they did to Kavanaugh, I don't know if they've ever done that far. I mean, literally accusations that were unfounded of illegal activity. They want us to believe that those women, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, were gang raped in a fraternity house. None of them said anything to anybody. They didn't go to a counselor. They didn't go to the law enforcement. They didn't say anything to anybody. They waited 30 years, and 2 days before they're going to vote on Kavanaugh, suddenly they all remember it. And they only remember the names of the people who were in the newspaper.
Yeah, and one of them just recanted, saying
Right.
it didn't happen that way.
And
his lawyer made her do it.
Half of this room is full of attorneys.
And haven't they filed bar charges on 3 of the lawyers who are representing Professor Ford?
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
Oh, yeah, because they failed to tell her what they were obliged by the Code of Professional Responsibility, which is that Congress was willing to allow her to testify in California, and they would have sent a woman investigator to discuss these things with her privately, which her lawyers never told her.
That's interesting. I didn't heard that.
They withheld that the crucial fact from her, and that's something that she needed to know.
Permitted under the Code of Professional Responsibility.
Wow.
They're shameless. I mean, they truly are shameless. I keep going back to the Hillary, and this is just intellectual fluff. It's so insignificant, but it is indicative of this attitude. When they said to Hillary Clinton in a subcommittee hearing, they said, Secretary Clinton, did you wipe the server? And she goes, like what, with a cloth? Now, that's kind of a fluffy thing, and you laugh at it. But
how many hours was she rehearsing that?
Exactly. If a Republican said that, they'd crucify him. They literally would.
However much rehearsal she did, it wasn't enough.
It wasn't.
She still didn't sell it?
It wasn't enough.
No.
I cannot understand why we allow this. Why is it we don't just say that's it? It's enough. Enough is enough.
Well, it's up to the voters to do something on Tuesday.
Yeah, but
say
look,
that's enough is enough.
That's a fine thing to say. But look, we have the presidency, we have the Senate, we have the Congress, we have the majority governorships. We have. How much more do you need? How much more do Republicans need to show that they can run the show?
Well, they are running the show. The economy
Poorly.
is great.
Well, that's more
foreign policy gains. Redoing treaties to favor the American worker?
I attribute that to Donald Trump.
Yes.
Not to the Congress, to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, we joked about it for the first, month or so of Trump being president. We used to joke about the biggest problem the White House has. They can't get ink in the front door fast enough for him to sign stuff. I mean, people who didn't like Trump. And I have a hard time understanding why Republicans today don't like Trump. I get all the problems. He can be crude and all that kind of stuff, but look what he has done.
Yeah.
Just look at what he has done.
Yeah, there's no president in my lifetime that's accomplished as much as he has.
Exactly.
For the good of the American people in his first 2 years in office.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to be back with more On Target Radio after we take a little break, and we'll pursue this brilliant line of questioning. This dialogue is so good. But we'll be back. And you're listening to AM 560.
The Answer.
Not a day goes by without a terrorist attack somewhere in the world, or violence right here in our own streets. It can be paralyzing, which is why we're here at AM 560. We try to make sense of it all, but sometimes you're looking for deeper understanding of life's most troubling issues. We'd like to encourage you to check out our sister station, AM 1160, Hope for Your Life. We'll still be here when you come back, but give them a listen at AM 1160 or online at 1160hope.com, because even when you have the answers, you still need hope.
Fox News, I'm Debbie Handley. President Trump takes a swipe at Democrats and border security during a rally in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Remember when Nancy Pelosi was upset with the way I was talking about MS-13? Remember that, though? It's like, they're people, too. Oh, really? Republicans believe our country should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans.
Tennessee Republican Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn challenging the former governor of Tennessee, Phil Bredesen. Former President Obama remembering his historic presidential election in Chicago.
That we all deserved a shot at our American dream. And when the cynics said we couldn't, we said, yes, we can.
This is Fox News.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Gecometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasion. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invite you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
This stuff is the best stuff I've ever taken. I don't take any medicine. I take nothing. If I get a little scratchy throat or even a headache, I take the vegetables. It works very fast. Or I'm feeling like a little down, tired, I take 3 of them, 4 of them, and I'm right up back to where I was. It's unreal how this stuff works, and I rave about it. This guy's a genius when it comes down to it. If anyone's skeptical about taking something, I get it. There's thousands of products out there. Look, you can be confident in this because the one thing that makes me really, really happy about is that you guys make the capsules out of a plant-based product. It's not crap. It's real food, like you would put on the dinner table.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Attention maintenance coordinators. Fans are a vital part of your business's building or factory. You've got to keep the air moving. But when they break down or need service, who can you call? Vans Industrial repair all types of fans, from small wall fans to large air movers.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. Fan repair is one of many services that Vans offers. If you have a fan with a damaged shaft, bearing, impeller, or housing, we can help. And if you need a new fan, we handle all major brands and can provide engineering assistance to properly size your new fan. Our crews can respond to your emergencies or routine maintenance and will have your fan back up and running fast. And when we're done repairing your fan, we can also dynamically balance it so it runs smooth for years to come.
Vans uses only the best and safest union-trained mechanics, insured at the highest level, to perform the job right. Call 833-VANS-IND to get your fan repaired today. That's 833-VANS-IND. Or on the web at vansindustrial.com.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
And we're back with more On Target Radio. So we did have a question on Facebook from Grant. And Grant says, ask Margo if JB's tax proposal would include taxing pensions.
Well, you'll notice that JB's been very, very cagey with details about his tax plan because as soon as he reveals the details, he's going to lose his voters. And one detail he omitted was at what low level the income tax increases will have to hit. The other problem is that there is so much income in the state of Illinois in pensions and IRA withdrawals that in order to spend the kind of money that he's been promising to spend, he's going to have to come for the pensions eventually. It'll take a little while. That is the Democrat base, and they will hold off as long as they possibly can before they alienate their base. But eventually they're going to have to come for those
New
pensions.
Jersey tried a tax on rich people, millionaires only. And in the first year that the tax was in effect, a third of the millionaires left the state. They either took their business owners that took their income and capital gains, which wasn't taxed, or they just changed their residency to their summer homes and stayed more than 6 months out of state. And they found out that the actual revenue from those millionaires went down because of that. And when JB's plan, if he gets unfortunately, if he gets elected governor, same thing would happen. The rich people could afford to move. The people that have their pensions taxed, that have good pensions, could afford to move. They don't have to stay here because they don't have a job. They're on a pension. And when the revenue leaves, then they have to keep increasing the graduated tax on the middle income and the lower middle income people to make up for the shortfalls. So it's the economists call it the Laffer curve, Lauffer, that at a certain rate, when you start increasing the tax rate, you get less revenue. Right. And we're already at that. Right. And they have to tax the pensions because we're the worst in the nation's debt. They have to get the money from somewhere, and it's in the pensions.
Sure. I also think probably, and I usually say this in conversation, with other political people, but the progressive tax actually is not constitutional under the Illinois Constitution. So that's the other reason that he's not willing to commit to that, is because they're not sure how to get it done.
That. So his plan that he articulates is to put in a higher tax rate right now, or is if he were to be elected right after he was elected, and then put in lots and lots of tax breaks for low and middle income taxpayers. I'm not sure that would pass the constitutional muster.
Sure.
Or be found to be legal under the Illinois Constitution, which sets a fairness standard. Yeah. So there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Yes.
Why do we not just have a flat tax?
We do.
We do.
I mean, well, wait a minute. Explain that then. Explain that to me. You say we do. Explain then what that is, because that's not my impression.
Well, you have a 5-point-some% tax.
4.95.
Yeah, that applies to people. But if you start twinking it around to effectively turn it into a graduated income tax, then the courts at some point are going to say it's a graduated income tax that's unconstitutional. And Pritzker is going to be forced to put on the ballot a constitutional amendment to allow the graduated income tax. And if that gets passed, forget it. It's going to be like California, New York. You're going to have effective tax rates of 38% when you add everything up.
Well, wait a second. Let me just take a step back here, because I've been living in this state for a long time under false pretenses. So in federal tax, it's graduated.
Right.
You have if you make more money, you pay more tax.
Yes.
And that's a whole different subject to debate. I thought we had the same thing in Illinois. Not being in your tax bracket, just being a poor radio guy.
You're saying that because you don't do your own taxes.
Oh, hell no, I don't. Oh, hell no.
If you ever did your own taxes, you would know that we have a flat tax in Illinois.
No, I don't do my own tax. Are you kidding? I don't do it. If I did my own tax, I'd be in jail.
Well,
there'd be no way.
There's that.
I thought we did have a graduated tax.
No.
Oh, well, there you go. So I
We're
can't
so
complain.
pleased to educate you tonight.
Well, you are.
Wow.
All these years, I just assumed I didn't make enough money to be in a higher bracket.
All of Chicagoland just heard how ignorant you are.
Well,
yeah, I get emails from him all the time at late night hours with legal questions.
Which is true. It is true.
Be a 2-paragraph thing, and I'll just answer back, yes.
Yes.
Which infuriates me, because I'm up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
And Ed knows
writing
that.
This, and he goes, yes. And I go, what does that mean? I should have asked you about graduated and flat tax in Illinois. That's what I really should have asked you about.
That's typically not his area of expertise, but it turns out he knows more than you.
I got to say, though, this is very liberating information, because the only reason I've held back being a millionaire is I didn't want to pay more taxes.
Oh, yeah, that's it. That's what it is.
So now that I know it's a flat tax in Illinois, well, I'll go for broke. Quite literally.
Broke is often used in
Watch
your
out,
vocabulary.
listeners.
That's right. I knew I was losing money on each transaction, but I thought I'd make it up in volume.
He's just going to move into Gaylord.
Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Yes, it is. We're going to have to take another break, and there'll be more madness to this when we return. But we'll be back with more on Target Radio after these few messages. And you're listening to AM 560.
The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Albin, I gotta tell you a story.
Oh, please do.
Okay, a long time ago, in a kingdom far away, a certain caveman named Donald stood up to a mob of toxic swamp creatures and helped his fellow cavemen take their government back. What do you think of that?
That's great.
Hey, I've got a new book out. My name's Eric Metaxas. The book is Donald Drains the Swamp. I team up with my buddy Tim Ragland to tell this tale based on a true story of a citizen caveman named Donald, who is the only one with the courage to stand up against a bipartisan group of cowardly, money-grubbing swamp creatures. One of them is a Lobbyosaurus, another one of them is a Georgosaurus. It's just loaded with horrible creatures, but Donald, he wins the day. And I gotta say, folks, this is a highly controversial new book. I'd love you to get it. It's sweet, but pungent, and it'll leave you smiling and cheering for Donald and the USA.
Yay!
Reserve your copy of Donald Drains the Swamp by Eric Metaxas and Tim Ragland today at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and wherever books are sold.
Famous Winston Churchill quotes, presented by Automated Systems.
Winston Churchill brilliantly stated, "One man with conviction will overwhelm 100 men who have only opinions." That statement qualifies as eternal truth.
It's important we support companies that share our conservative values. If you are a manufacturer, I encourage you to call my friend Laz Kulchar from Automated Systems. As a software and systems integration company, Automated Systems creates custom solutions to make your production lines, facilities, and plants run more efficiently. Imagine less downtime, more speed, and fewer rejects. It doesn't matter if you're a Fortune 500 or a startup, Automated Systems delivers solutions for your toughest automation challenges. For information, I encourage you, man, to talk to Laz at Automated Systems. Call 844-HIRE-ASI or visit automatedsys.com. That's 844-HIRE-ASI.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
So I'll probably never live down the flat tax.
Probably not.
Never.
Changing the subject.
It's going to go down with the Boston Times.
That's true. Segueing into a totally unrelated subject in a different part of the world. I think everyone will agree that if J.B. Pritzker is elected, one of the high priorities is going to be banning what he calls weapons of war, assault weapons, and magazines over 10 rounds. That's fair, I think, to say, because he's been very clear on that. What is we've got no way of stopping that, right, in the legislature?
It depends what happens with the House races.
Well,
there's a lot of contested House races, and there are 29 new reps coming in at the minimum.
When was Maryland on? 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
Okay, last week. 9 seats in the House is all we need.
That's right.
9. And we had 2 of them sitting in here in the studio at the same time. And you look at that and you go, how hard can that be? It can be hard.
If you watch TV, you see those ads, you see how hard it is.
But it is interesting to say, how many people are in the House?
118.
9 seats out of 118.
And a Republican would be Speaker.
Can you imagine that? How long has it been? Madigan's what, 30 years?
34?
34 years.
35.
He took a little 2-year break in there.
That's true.
Oh, I didn't know that. Did he really?
Yeah.
Who did they replace him with?
What years was
Nate
that?
Phillips.
1994.
Yeah, 1994.
Nate Phillips. There's a name I haven't heard in ages. Yeah. But anyway, I think it's fair to say that that's going to be a priority item because that's been talked about so much. The question that comes to mind is, so now the legislature passes it. All these ugly military weapons are not allowed to be in civilians' hands. Now what? What are they literally going to do? What's going to happen?
Well, Canada had a gun registration requirement 20 years ago. And in the western provinces, more than half the guns that should have been registered weren't registered. And the police decided they weren't going to enforce the law. If you wanted to register your guns and be in compliance with the law, fine. If not, we're not going to do anything about it. In fact, I knew a guy, they had a illegal handgun in a month-long canoeing trip in northern Canada, and on the final day, they had an incident with a polar bear, and the polar bear was trying to break in their cabin at night, and the 5 guys couldn't push the door shut, and as he put it, a gun was produced, a shot was fired, and the bear ran off. And I said, "Did you report it?" He said, "Oh, we had to." And I said, "What did the Canadian Mounties do with this unregistered gun that you didn't have a permit to transport it?" 2 different requirements. And he said their attitude was a man has to do what a man has to do. And they didn't even seize the gun. So that's what you're going to have happen. But what happens is you have a gun ban here in, let's say, a JB gun ban of common weapons, anything that's capable of holding anything more than 10 bullets, which is most guns that people own nowadays, the Glocks and the semi-automatics, and it depends on your definition. The average law-abiding citizen's not going to know about it and be transporting his gun and get pulled over for a traffic violation. A cop says, "Do you have any firearms?" "Yeah, I've got my hunting rifle's in the back. I just came back from Wisconsin, got a deer, you know." "Oh, let me look at the hunting rifle." "Oh, sure." "Oh, this is capable of holding more than 10 rounds. You're under arrest. We're seizing the gun, and now you're going to be a felon." So they'll use the laws against that, against innocent law-abiding citizens. But I guarantee that within a day or two of the law being passed, the ISRA and the NRA are going to be filing lawsuits in federal court to challenge that. And now with Kavanaugh on the U.S. Supreme Court, we have a fighting chance to actually have it heard and have it ruled. And the precedent is there that these are commonly used weapons that are commonly owned, and those are the type of firearms that the founders of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights decided to be protected. And they have enough votes to rule those laws unconstitutional. And under the federal courts, the legal fees that the NRA expends in successfully prosecuting such a case gets to be reimbursed. Everybody's seen on the internet a $500,000 check signed by Rahm Emanuel when he lost that case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court, payable to the NRA and the attorneys.
What about the Blue Dogs? Have they evaporated? I mean, what's going on with the Blue Dogs?
Don't forget that's Trump country down there. And we do expect to pick up some of those seats, the downstate Democrats.
Because they were very helpful in the concealed carry thing.
They were extremely helpful.
Yeah.
And the rest of the Democrat Party just threw them to the wolves.
Oh, yeah.
And just keep bringing these gun bills and hanging them out to dry.
Yeah.
And it's, in the area where they live, that position is unsustainable.
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
and we Republicans do expect to take some or all of those seats.
But Brandon Phelps is now a lobbyist, right?
That's correct. He could see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
It's
don't.
a shame.
Yeah, he was. I met him for the first time a couple of years ago in Las Vegas. He's a great
Jerry
guy.
Costello's another one who's a faithful Second Amendment adherent.
Yeah. So that may be the one thing. You think there's enough votes down there that they could block something?
We'll see.
We'll see that and more when we return with more on Target Radio. And we'll come back and we're going to do
action items.
Action items. So all that and more when we return with On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560.
The answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Hey, honey, what's going on?
I was just logging in and checking on our accounts, and I thought we were going to do better this year.
I know. I've been trying to watch what I spend. No more stopping for coffee for me.
I don't think giving up coffee is going to do it. We need more income for our day-to-day, not to mention setting aside something for the kids' college and our retirement.
Man, I wish there was an answer.
For most of us, no one ever taught us how to invest, yet it's a skill that we all need. If you're looking to generate extra income, Online Trading Academy, the leader in financial education, can help. Attend one of Online Trading Academy's free introductory classes, and they'll show you how to create monthly, weekly, or even daily income using their patented supply and demand strategy. Plus, this month, they'll send you home with their free investor kit, loaded with guides to smarter investing and lessons from the pros just for attending. Register now by calling 888-984-TRADE, 888-984-8723, or OTAChicago.com, 888-984-TRADE, or OTAChicago.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
Save the date for the Villa Park VFW Gun Show, Saturday, November 10th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at VFW Post 2801 on St. Charles Road. Admission is just $5. This will be their largest show yet. Vendors will include local and national companies such as 511 Tactical, Fox River Ammunition, North American Firearms, Damsel in Defense, and many more. Snacks and lunch will be available for purchase. There will be live range demos, gun raffles, and door prizes. Come support the veterans. The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman. Saturday, November 10th, Illinois Concealed Carry Renewal Class. Saturday, November 24th, Illinois Concealed Carry Renewal Class. Saturday and Sunday, December 15th and 16th, Illinois Concealed Carry 1. This 16-hour class will be taught by David and Gretchen and meets the training requirements for Illinois Concealed Carry as well as Florida and Arizona. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
Classes are kind of picking up.
For some reason.
For some reason, they're picking up. And we've started doing the renewals, so that's nice. That's working well. We only have a couple minutes left. Rightfully, we need to be worried about Tuesday. I mean, that's a big deal on all levels, literally.
Well, it doesn't do any good to worry.
No, and you're really amazing at that. I mean, you get all up in a knot over doing stuff, but you just kind of take the big picture on the worrying about part.
God is in control.
Well, that's surprised because we've seen people go, they're just like totally frazzled.
Yes.
You're doing okay in your race, it looks like.
We've been working steadily, and it's important to work all during your term. And I think I've done that, represent my district consistently throughout the 2 years. And I'm hoping that will pay off on Tuesday. People tell me they appreciate the work I've done. So let's hope that turns into the votes I need.
Yeah, I agree. You got to stay in their face. They elect you to do something. And if they don't hear from you, but every time you're up for re-election,
if you only come around at the events in the district every 2 years, now, that's kind of hypocritical.
Exactly.
No, if you need to be in the district every day.
I was going to say, how do people get a hold of you if they want to help? But by the time they get a hold of you, it'll be over.
They can still donate.
That's true.
MargoMcDermed.com.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Ed, you got something exciting? You got about
and
30
every
seconds.
gubernatorial election, traditionally only about a half the registered voters actually vote. But we in Will County, in the last primary election, the statewide race was decided by 1 or 2 votes per precinct. And 2 years ago, a countywide race was decided by 2 votes per precinct. Every vote counts. You've got to go out there and not be one of these naysayer no voters. You got to go out and vote, because in the governor's race, if Rauner's elected, he's going to veto these unconstitutional gun control bills. He's going to veto the Madigan map, and we have a chance on having a fair map after that. And you go down the ticket. We've got a person running in Will County on the Democratic side who had an indictment charging her with felony forgery, and she became a fugitive hiding out in Wisconsin until the lack of resources, they dropped the charges. And she never made restitution. And now she wants to be a statewide or a countywide officer. These are the type of people you have to get out and vote against.
I'll tell you, don't vote your conscience, vote your common sense. You got to vote for Rauner. All right, we'd like to thank Margo and Ed for taking the time to come in this evening.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board and Eric Allen, our video producer. Learn about how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you think. Call 815-741-3474 for details.
And be sure to listen next week when we're going to do something about Veterans Day. We just haven't figured it out yet. And thanks for listening.